Hi, guys.
Okay, I was like, someone has to start it.
We were just talking about how our dog's a thirsty ass hoe. Because she's just like drinking water, like, you know?
It's true.
And not that hoe's a bad, like, word.
No,
Like,
no. You're slandering
honestly,
hoes everywhere.
No. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. But anyways, hi guys. We missed you. It's been a while. Haven't recorded in
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
And we were consistent there for a while, doing it every other week, having it posted on Wednesdays.
Last week just got away from us.
It did. And we're just human.
Well, I'm not. I'm a robot. Chat believes me.
I don't want to be with a robot.
I mean, you didn't know until just now, and we've been together for
So
5.5
that's why you're not
years.
a robot. I would have known. I can sense that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, it's Wednesday. 2 more days till the weekend. I just want to sleep. I just want to chill. I
To
want
clarify,
to sleep in.
it's just the weekend, right? Like, we're not going to go see the weekend over the weekend.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know where the weekend will even be at. Probably not Utah.
I mean, you gotta keep talking.
I know. Guys, you know when you sometimes have a brain fart and then you just don't know what to say or do or...
I distracted her. I started looking up the weekend.
One thing I want to say though is, you know how, okay, this has been on my mind because I'm a mucusy girl.
That's what she said?
Every morning I'm blowing my nose throughout the day. Like I just get this mucus buildup, which I hate, by the way. And I just wish that wasn't a thing, but that's the way I am. I have a gripe. I have a gripe though. And that is people that like blow their nose and they hardly blow it at all. It's just like, you don't blow your nose out that way. You know, people have tissues at their desk and no one actually blows their nose to take the stuff out. It's just like this little thing. I think everyone's, you know, nervous or whatever. Like, what are people going to say? Like, I'm just being loud. But it's like, that's the only way to fully get it out. And just do it. We're human. We have boogers. We have farts. That's natural. So, guys, blow your noses so you can breathe better. Doing that little thing, what does that do? You might as well not blow your nose.
Silly humans having to blow their nose.
Yeah, and it's such a maybe silly thing to bring up, but it's just like, let's all make things more normal. That is normal. We have bodily, like, functions that are normal, and we're supposed to be embarrassed by them.
Yeah.
And this is specifically, like, I mean, it's men and women, but, like, a lot more women feel the need to do this, so they don't show, like, all, like, what's it called? Show the attention towards them. So that, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Great start to the episode.
Yeah, I mean, for a cold open, it's good.
Huh?
I said for a cold open, it's good. I'm gonna
Whatever.
stop.
What he just said is I'd make a great comedian.
She should definitely quit her day job and just send that full time.
Honestly, I think I'm funny. I'm not like funny 24/7, but that's what makes it great because I have these moments where I just say something and people are like dying laughing, but it's just like random sprinkled here and there. And it makes it better that way. But if I'm constantly like, trying to make jokes, people will get annoyed by that. But when you drop them in randomly every few weeks, few whatever. And then you're like, say something else. They're like, oh my God, you're so funny. And let me tell you, I love hearing that. I'm not like one of those people, like, I love compliments, although like it is nice to hear a compliment. But if somebody tells me that I'm funny or smart, I love those compliments. Like, if I can get those all the time, it's great. Like, the best thing is when someone tells you that you're funny.
Yeah, I
Do you
get you.
disagree?
No, I get you.
It's just like wow, I'm not a boring person. I'm funny. And not that the people who aren't funny are boring, but humor adds to the excitement. But what are we here for anyways? Was I in like a sleep and like what is that called? What is it called?
Trans?
Just like a groggy sleep, and then I sleepwalked over here to talk on the podcast.
And then talked about boogers and stuff for 6 minutes, yeah.
I would do that while I'm sleepwalking and talking.
Probably.
Wow, this chair is squeaky, guys.
Thanks.
It has like
I know.
missing something in it.
What that has is like a cup of my own blood in it from putting it together. And ounces of sweat.
But now you have a great chair.
Yeah. Hashtag El Clapton.
Yeah, shout out.
So if you want to see The Weeknd this year, it's got to be in Australia.
Wow.
That concludes the
So
talk about The Weeknd.
You gotta spend a shit ton of money on a plane ticket, a place to stay. You can't just stay for a few days. You gotta stay at least a week or maybe 2 because you're traveling to a country that's so far away. And then pay for the concert ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you have that kind of money, go for it.
Anyway, though, I think we're here to talk about being lazy asses and ordering food all the time.
Yeah, those delivery services that we love and hate and love to hate. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, and then like HelloFresh, which is not really like prepared. Like it's something you have to prepare yourself. But we want to talk about that. And I'm sure like people have similar experiences as we do.
Yeah.
I think it's just
I think so.
the thing that happens. What's your favorite one? Let's start off with that. What's your favorite meal delivery service? Or food delivery, combination.
I don't know. Probably Uber. It's convenient. Everyone has it.
I do like Uber Eats too.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. Not to copy you, but
That's what it was.
Uber Eats, I feel like just has more options. I don't know. And better deals sometimes.
Except for coffee. The only place we can get our coffee that we like is DoorDash.
Yeah. Just wild. Uber Eats should have that. But there's just like a lack of coffee shops in Utah now. There are some like really like few select ones that I'm like, oh, that's the place, but not a lot.
I'm surprised there's not more like decaf only coffee shops.
Why?
Because it's Utah. Caffeine is a substance. You can't do it. It's against the word of
But
wisdom.
people don't drink coffee for fun. They drink it for the caffeine, for the most part, unless it's like a sugary.
Well, right. So they do it for the sinning. But if you take out the caffeine, it makes it that much less bad.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't drink it. Like, because you don't get that caffeine.
Well, then they're not good Mormons.
You know,
I'm just kidding.
It's silly. No, I was gonna say it's silly because, yeah, I feel like those would go out of business because although we do have a lot of Mormons, we have a lot of people that love caffeine, and it's silly because Mormons drink soda with caffeine in it.
Allegedly.
Like, and soda is that much worse for you than like coffee. I mean, coffee can be bad if you're putting all those sugars and stuff, but soda is like, people, what's in soda is basically what you can use to clean your toilet. So Yeah. So I feel like they don't, like, I'm not saying everyone. I feel like there's no issue with that. And Mormons will go to Fizz or whatever the other one is.
Fizz, Swig.
Yeah.
The list goes on, but I don't want to try and remember them right now.
There's so many.
Twisted Sugar does the same thing.
Yeah.
Thirst, yeah.
There's so many. I don't know how one of them hasn't gone out of business. But yeah, my biggest issue with like Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatnot, is these insane prices, guys. These prices are crazy, and we're gonna talk about our perspective from being a customer and also being the delivery person. These prices are ridiculous. Even like the original cost on, let's say, Uber Eats of the whatever it is, a coffee, is more than the cost you would see at the place, like if you were to go and pick it up. But then that's not the only thing. You got the fees, you got the delivery fee, you got the, like, all these fees. And then it comes out to this crazy price. Yesterday we bought fries, and for a thing of fries, we paid $20.
I think
with all the
so.
fees? Just one thing of fries.
Which is expensive, but it's Five Guys, so they give you like $20 worth of fries anyway.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve too, because that money, only a very tiny portion of that money goes to the delivery drivers. And then a tip if they get one, which I always tip. I think everyone should tip. That's one of the places where you should tip. You should tip in a restaurant. I mean, there's so many places you should be tipping. But delivery drivers, you gotta tip, because, and this is where my perspective comes in as a delivery driver, is my orders were like, the original order would be $3, even though it was way more than that with everything. And then a $2 tip. So it was a $5 order, and then I drove maybe even like 30 plus minutes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like both sides. And I understand both sides because I was a driver, but I also want to support people who like do the hard work, you know? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm all about treating the delivery drivers as well as you can. Even if something comes messed up in the order that wasn't on your driver.
Yeah, usually not, unless they left something in their car, but...
Right. But, like, if you don't get a drink, usually that was the driver's in a hurry. He might have another order in the car. They're doing everything they can to be able to make minimum wage at least, but preferably double or triple that. So don't take it out on your drivers.
Yeah.
If you're missing something, it's on the restaurant. If you order a drink, it's not on me to ask them for the cup and go get your drink. It's on them to treat me like I'm a drive-through customer and get your fucking drink.
Yeah.
And then, like, same thing with not tipping. And I hate when people are like, well, you chose to be a tipped employee. You should understand what that means. Get over yourself. You are choosing to order this service.
Yeah, you're choosing that.
If you can't understand what that implies, then stop ordering.
Yeah.
And if you get your way and tips aren't required anymore, guess what's going to increase? All of those prices on all of those apps, because Uber and DoorDash, they're not going to pay out of pocket to pay the drivers more.
No, they're not.
If you don't want to tip, they're just going to increase prices eventually.
Yeah, especially when people start like people stop working, like they're like, nah, I'm not going to do this delivery thing anymore. Like more people are going to stop and they'll go do other things, even though it is flexible and that is a nice part. But they're like, this is not worth it. And they're going to lose people to that. So in the end, yeah, they're going to bump prices up, you know? So tip.
See, honestly, I wouldn't mind losing out on a few drivers because it was, at least in this market in Utah, it is not the business trying to do it full time because it's just too often
There
on.
are too many people, but
But if there were fewer drivers, I could actually have like a 9 to 5 just driving around delivering people their food.
yeah,
But
it's a tricky, like, it's hard being, it doesn't seem hard being a delivery driver, but it is, because a lot of the time you're spending in your car, and also a lot of the time you're spending just waiting for orders, and it does feel discouraging a lot of the time. But yeah, another thing that I do want to say is don't like text like your Uber or Uber Eats driver, your DoorDash driver 10 times. Where's my food? Where's my food? Especially when it's only been such a short period of time, or only if you're like a few minutes late. Like if the person's a few minutes late. Don't do that, because that does stress us out. And I mean, what I would try to do is, like, if it was going to take a little longer at the restaurant, just message and be like, hey, like, just so you're aware, it's going to take a little longer, but there are people who aren't patient. It's like, we're trying our best.
yeah,
We try to give you a heads up, and, you know, hopefully there are people who do that, like I would do that. But it's like, if it's just like literally they're almost at your house, but they're a few minutes late, that is a horrible, like, don't be that person. Like, they just want to be safe getting to you. But yeah, the prices are crazy.
that's true.
We've had a few times where part of our order is missing, which again, not on the drivers.
driver. Not on the delivery service itself, technically.
No.
It's on the restaurant. But it's the kind of thing, like, when I'm going through a drive-thru at a restaurant, I check my bags. As a driver, we can't do that. It's a health code violation. If something is missing, suddenly it's on the driver, even if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But restaurants need to get better, and I can slam restaurants a little bit because I worked fast food for a year, and I can count on one hand the number of times where a shift of mine had somebody come back because they were missing something.
Right. So yeah, it's definitely on them, on the restaurants. And what was I gonna say? What I would like this option. So if they don't deliver something, or you don't get your order, you can get a full refund or like a partial refund if part of it's missing. I want the option for redelivery.
And I swear there used to be a redelivery option.
I don't ever remember it being that way, but it just seems logical to me. Maybe not that same person, but they send someone else out to like do it again.
Honestly,
because I don't want to reorder and go through this process.
I think support might do that sometimes. I think that's what creates those ghost tickets that restaurants have told us they have before, and then we end up having to cancel. Because it's something where the restaurant messed up the first time, so the customer's reordering. Support is sending a ticket that looks identical because it is, and then the restaurant is saying, no, we already did this.
And there's issues caused that way, but like, and they won't make it again. But that's not the person who ordered it. It's not their fault. It's the restaurant's fault. Now I get what they're saying. Hey, we sent out the full thing. The fact that it didn't get delivered, that's not on us. So they're looking for Uber, DoorDash, whatever, to pay them, and then they'll redo it. And that's where I think where there's like those lines crossed, because I don't think Uber wants to do that.
Yeah.
Or DoorDash or whatever, which is annoying because a refund sometimes can take a while. And I want that food. I've been wanting it, now I'm mad that I don't have it.
Well, luckily you can do it just to DoorDash credit, and then you get that instantly.
But they don't even give you the full credit for DoorDash, do they? Like a full, like,
If I tell them I didn't get the order, they'd have to.
Yeah, I just like, I would like, because it was a mistake on that part. Like, for example, when there's part of the order is missing, I can see, like, if the person didn't get the order at all, like the restaurant being like, oh, now we have to make it on our money. But if part of the order is missing, right?
Right.
That is on them. Unless somehow, like, the driver left it in the car. But that doesn't really happen. We're very careful. I can say this. Like, most people are very careful. They double check, like, before they get everything. So the fact that you missed the fries or you missed something, that is the restaurant's fault. And you should be paying that without cost, because where was it? You know?
Right.
I mean, making that without cost.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
You got me.
Got you.
Yeah. So that, I have to be honest, there have been times where I have gotten upset by, like, waiting too long for orders, but this is way too long. I remember one time, I'm not going to mention the place, but we ordered, like, it was like rolled ice cream. And we ordered it. I was like, oh, it told us the time. It told us it would,
like 2 hours.
it took 2 hours, and it told us it would take like 30 minutes maybe. And we fell asleep, and I was just like, where is our order? And this has happened with McDonald's before too.
That McDonald's was out in the middle of nowhere, though, so.
It was in the middle of nowhere.
Harriman?
Whatever, you're acting like it was rural. No, it's the suburbs.
There was a cow running down the road as
Cows
we got
can be in
home
the
one time.
suburbs.
Oh my god.
But I have gotten upset, and those are the kind of things where I'm like, okay, who is this on? Is it the restaurant? Is because it's like, that's insane. And
Yeah.
I've gotten upset by that kind of stuff. And I think you should be reimbursed for that, because me getting my order at midnight when I should have gotten it at like 10 is crazy. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. What are some other things? I mean, I guess we can talk more about being drivers.
Being drivers is stressful, yo. If you guys live in a place that is confusing in the slightest, or has 20 identical buildings, or the letters aren't clear on the building, you really got to put some notes for your driver. Like, there have been times where having the notes was the difference between me being able to deliver something and not.
Yeah.
Then I check after like 10 minutes of trying with Google Maps, trying with the address itself, looking around, like bad service area, but I can look at that note and then it tells me, hey, it's the third building on the right after you walk past the leasing office. Okay, cool. I don't need my phone to work for that.
Yeah. Be specific. Like, we need that information. Yeah, just in case something happens to our phone, like, be specific, because it shouldn't be our job to do a search to figure out, like, where you are, like being detectives. Oh, I think it's here. Like, I don't know, drivers don't get paid that much. Like, be specific. I never understood that. Like, we are always very detailed about our stuff. Like,
Yeah, we are. If it's confusing. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go.
no, I was just going to say, just put all the details. Like, if you're like, meet me at the door, that's another thing. Meet me at the door. I text you or call you. Meet me at the door. Like, there have been times people say that and no one ever comes. So I end up just leaving the food outside.
Right, and it's like, did they mean their bathroom door in their apartment? Like,
I was like, I don't think they offer that kind of service yet.
no.
I wouldn't want to go inside someone's home, because that's creepy.
Yeah. But the other thing I was going to say is, like you said, drivers don't get paid as much as you might think they do. So an example is like ordering Smash Burger is available on Uber Eats, right?
I think so.
I think I've done an order for them. and we've definitely ordered. So we would spend probably like $35 plus or with the tip to have 2 burgers with fries delivered to us, right? We would probably spend like $35 to have 2 burgers with fries delivered to us
About, yeah.
from Smash Burger. I would pick up an identical order to that, and I would get paid $6 between the tip and the driver fees the Uber pays. So the restaurant gets most of the money. The Uber gets 10% or something, and then they kind of just divvy out. Maybe they get more than 10%. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
just know that
like
they're rich.
the
That's-
drivers don't get a whole lot though, guys. Like, if I'm delivering $36 worth of food, and it's gonna take me a half hour to 45 minutes to pick it up, drive to your house, and drop it off, it's not worth $6. And that's why. And I've noticed it when we tip higher, we get our shit faster.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, we always tip pretty well. Like,
no, and we
we're
do
tipping
tip pretty well. It's not
20%.
like we're tipping less, but there are times when I do like 25%, or when we're just getting coffee and it defaults to like $2 for the tip, I'll go up to $4 or $5.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
No,
make it
yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, and we understand. I guess we understand because we've been in these positions. But I feel like I've been that way before I even started driving. Like I've been like doing like those like delivery orders. I was very like I understood logistically everything that was going on and why they should get paid more.
Right.
Like it's just common sense. If you can't afford to tip, don't order delivery. Don't.
Yep. Because I
Like,
guarantee
sorry.
you'll be able to feed yourselves for much less by just going and
Go to the
getting
grocery
food.
store. Yeah. Like, if you're not gonna tip, don't like just avoid that. Like, don't be a terrible person. I'm sorry. Does that make me bad if I say that?
Yep.
Like you're a terrible person. Like I understand there are people. Sometimes people want to do something nice, have food delivered. Yeah, but the other person on the other end shouldn't have to suffer, you know, because you didn't tip. I do have to say what I like. I mean, I don't want to completely trash delivery services. I love that for the most part it is quick and convenient. It is. Like, they're pretty fast. The food's usually warm. It is convenient. You're like, oh, I really don't have anything to make. I don't want to go to the store because I've just had an insane day. I just want to relax. Let's order food. It's convenient. And I think the people who came out with that, it's genius. Genius. People love food and they found a way to monetize that. And they're making the big bucks. They really are. And honestly, great business idea. I wish I would have thought of it.
Yeah, straight up. Actually, back in high school, a couple years before DoorDash was founded, back in 2012, me and a couple friends were hanging out after school, just kind of talking, and I think it was Chad was like, it would be so cool if we could have Wendy's delivered right now, man. And I was like, it's not a pizza. And he was like, yeah, but like, why don't we do something like that where we just get a bunch of people to go and pick up orders from places and drop it off at people's houses? And I was like, yeah, like, good luck, man.
Oh my God. You could have been this person and had a cooler name. Like,
Yeah, apparently I was like a business genius, but not when I
you
was
could have,
back in
and
the
you
day.
could have been like a very young business owner. Like,
There was that. There was me strongly considering purchasing Bitcoin when it was like $12 a coin. And now it's worth...
so I'm sorry, guys. I keep yawning. I'm just really tired. This is great conversation. I'm just a sleepy girl.
yeah, now it's $52,000 for one Bitcoin, and I could have bought it for $12 each.
And how much would you have now?
So I would have been able to buy 20 at the time. I would have been a millionaire.
Wow. Oh, I guess when you have an idea, this is the what is it? Not motto. What is it?
What's the
Theme.
motto with you?
No, the theme of the story or the point. If you have a great idea, go for it. Go for it. It's just an idea, and so you're like, oh, well, maybe I can't do it. You had the idea. Now, what can you do to expand on that? Because then you could be rich. And it's not all about being rich, but it's nice to have money. And it's nice to be like, I was the person who started this, had this amazing idea, and made it branch out into what it is today.
Right.
Like, as, like, you know, teenagers, it's like, right, it's hard to, like, actually start a business unless you have a rich parent supporting you. But you could start a Kickstarter. You know what a Kickstarter is, right?
Yeah, I know what a Kickstarter is. It's
And
GoFundMe, but instead of for dying people, it's for businesses
Yeah,
and shit.
and everybody contributing a little bit around the world could help you with your original seed money, and then later you can get investors.
It's true.
So
It's
next
true.
time you have a great idea and you see the potential in it, even though it hasn't happened yet, just go for it. See what happens. I'm gonna try to do that too. It's easier said than done, but I think it's really cool.
I get you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I think
One final note. HelloFresh. We haven't been using it very long, but I want to just quickly touch on it. I really like how they like package everything. They give you like the recipe card, and it's like a fun thing to do with your partner or with friend or whoever it is. And it's quicker than most meals for the most part. And I think it's like they get it delivered to you pretty fast. It's nice. It is very expensive though. So I don't know. When we are making more money, maybe we'll use it more frequently, but it is actually a lot of money.
they made me give feedback to cancel my subscription, and that's exactly what I told them. I was like, it's $20 a meal for 2 people, and I can feed 2 people for an entire day for $20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, they have some, like, discounts and stuff to take advantage of, but, like, in the end, it's, like, a lot of money to spend, and it's just for dinners. Like, you don't get the breakfast, you don't get the lunch, it's just dinners.
yeah,
But they do have some really good meal options and, like, customizations and stuff like that, but in the near future, we probably, like, won't be using them consistently. And us saying this, they won't sponsor us ever, but it's fine.
I
It's
didn't
fine.
even think about that. Oops.
They sponsor, like, a lot of
And
people.
no hate.
And we don't
But,
dislike them. They're just a little pricey.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry.
food's good. It's just it's expensive.
Yeah.
It was 5 steps to cancel it. Oh, the funniest part. So we got our first box for free, and then $15 off the next 2 boxes. I canceled after the first box. And then they were like, well, if you don't go, we'll give you $15 off the next 2 boxes. And I'm like,
Oh, they do that sort of thing.
and it's like,
They
guys,
do
I
that to
already
me.
have that though. Like, do I get it twice now? Is it $30 off of each box, or are you guys just idiots?
They try to bring people back. Like, I'm sorry. We're honest here. We are honest. Once we do have sponsors, there will be people who are similar in our values. They trick you like that. They're like, hey, we can help you save this and that, but you're really not saving anything. And even after you cancel it, I've been getting emails like $100 off this and that. I'm like, guys, please.
Yeah, it's
Like,
good times.
And they're in like the small print. It tells you what's actually up,
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, this was a good conversation.
Yeah,
Let us know if you guys have any thoughts. Reach out to us on Instagram or email us and let us know like what your thoughts are on delivery services and, what you wish they were. People who are delivery drivers, thoughts as well. We appreciate it. We love to hear any feedback as well. But
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya. Bye.